Mac is back with limited participation today in practice. He is projected to get the start on Monday, but that decision is not yet final. Bailey Zappi with a very successful 2 games and 2 wins. On the other hand, Damian Harris is back to full participation after his hamstring injury that was endured against the Lions. The only player not participating today was wide receiver Nelson Aguilar. He also had a hamstring injury. His participation on Monday is still to be determined. And as David Andrews says, Monday will be the only show in town. Prime time, the Patriots will take on the Bears. Reporting live from Foxborough, Paige Messier. Thank you, Stone. It is senior day here in Kingston, and a very special one at that. This group representing one that has advanced the program and really changed the culture as a whole. Many of them being part of 3 consecutive winning seasons, as well as bringing the University of Rhode Island back to the national map. Head coach Jim Fleming had nothing but praise to say about these players earlier this week, stating that this is a very special group and he is forever grateful to the contributions they have made for this team. Thank you. I'm with assistant coach Austin Carroll. This is the first time you guys are playing an A-10 team twice. What was taken from that first game and put an emphasis on this game?
They got us pretty good when we were down in Philly. I thought in the first half we did.
I'm with assistant coach Dwayne Woodward. It's been Alquist and Barry on the other side. How do you contain him in the second half?
Hey, we knew he's going to get a lot of touches, a lot of opportunities to score. So
You guys have had the lead throughout the whole first half. This team has struggled in the second half throughout the season. What's the message going to be heading into the second half?
We'll come out, just play confident and play together.
Thank you, Kyle. George Mason with a really impressive start, but both teams have had a rough go-around on the road, each one losing their last 3. But the Rams, on the other hand, have been dominant here at the Ryan Center. They have won their past 4 here and are undefeated at home in conference play. Head coach Archie Miller told us earlier this week he is happy to be back after a long away stretch. Back to you, Kyle. So a very exciting game, both on the defensive and the offensive side, but clearly you could see the offense. How proud of you of your team of just having that full all-around game?
You know, I was always defense and rebounding, but I knew we were very rusty that first game. We were not going to shoot.
More on this Governor's Cup is Paige Messier, the 3rd member of our team. Paige?
Thanks, Stone. Certainly not ideal weather here in Kingston, but nevertheless, the first game underneath the lights here at Meade Stadium. Now, this game is very important for all parties. Head coach Jim Fleming, along with Coach Perry, head to the State House, and Coach Fleming in particular talked about how important this game is, not just for the game, but to represent the hardworking, blue-collar individuals here as a public university in Rhode Island. And this will be a dogfight between these 2 teams, both teams coming off losses and both teams looking to get the Governor's Cup as well as the in-state title. Back up to you, Stone and Kyle. So the bad news here at Gillette is that QB 1 and 2 are not fully participating, but the good news is offensive weapon Tyquan Thornton is eligible to be off injury reserve and play this Sunday. Reporting live from Gillette, Paige Messier, 12 Sports. Thank you, Kyle. Since Orduro has left the game, all 8 of Rhodey's points have been in the paint. And earlier this week, head coach Archie Miller talked about how his #1 emphasis of this week was to have a more physical team. And not just for the number 5 position, but 1 through 5. And we can see that today with guard Leggett leading the team in rebounds to Weston, showing some aggression under the basket. Back to you, Kyle. Thank you, Zach. Now, certainly not the start of the season that head coach Archie Miller wished for against Quinnipiac last week, but since day 1, Miller has preached that this team will go through adversity. It's a young team still looking to build chemistry, but despite the loss, Miller was able to scrape up some positives, including this team's ability to draw fouls and get to the free throw line. I'm with sophomore guard Sophie Phillips. That was a great game both on the defensive, but for you, obviously the offensive side. How confident did you feel out there when you started shooting those threes?
I definitely felt really confident, but it was definitely all because of my teammates.
So I'm here with Kyle Lowry from the Miami Heat. Kyle, what brings you to Kingston?
Watching my coach Anthony Carter's son. He plays for Providence.
What do you miss about this college atmosphere? I know it's a different experience than the NBA, but is there anything you miss?
It's just this atmosphere in general, the loudness, the student section, the chanting.